I just want to preface this video right here at the start to say that the underlying numbers of Game 5 are in the Maple Leafs' favor, heavily, but they do not tell the story of this game, and I want to get into it, and then I want to look at some things moving forward into Game 6. But first, yes, hello, welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, guys, this is a game where the deserve to win meter and the underlying numbers don't really mean anything. Yes, in favor of the Leafs. Yes, they did a decent job of generating scoring chances. Yes, the expected goals were in their favor. The Leafs win the shot attempt share, they win the scoring chance share, they win the high danger shot attempt share, and they control the expected goals at 5-on-5 throughout this game. So how can the Maple Leafs be the favorite in all of those stat categories, but they just don't matter? Well, if you've watched this year's Leafs, they've been better at it than previous iterations. But in previous years, and even this year at times, the Maple Leafs, with their attention to detail, it just... whew. The Montreal Canadiens rely on their structure. They rely on strategy to be able to win hockey games. And in this game, they found something to exploit. And that is pressuring the Toronto defenders on the back wall and making Jack Campbell play the puck. And I'm just saying, having watched that game with my own two eyes, whenever they gave Jack Campbell an opportunity to play the puck, the Maple Leafs became very scrambly in their own zone, and they allowed two goals. Two goals where Montreal dumped it in to the Toronto zone. Jack Campbell played the puck initially, and they just couldn't get it out. And in the case of talent versus strategy, when you show your hand, by the way, I'm not saying that the Canadiens don't have any talent. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that the Leafs have more of it. But when you show your hand in your strategy, don't expect it to work more than once. And in fact, by the third period of this game, it wasn't working at all because Toronto was absolutely dominating that game. You can't play 20 minutes in a playoff game and expect to win. And that is why the advanced analytics do not matter from this game. These were the Leafs of old, and we need to do absolutely everything in our power to make sure that they do not come back, not only in the rest of this series, but for the rest of the playoffs, because it is, like I said, you can't play 20 minutes in a playoff game and expect to win. You can almost maybe sort of do it against the Montreal Canadiens, as we saw last night. You go into the third period getting your absolute asses handed to you, and then you find a way to score 2 goals and send it into overtime. That's not going to fly with other teams. It's not going to fly with other teams because the matchups are only going to get harder. And yes, we do have to remember that this team is missing John Tavares. This team is missing Nick Foligno. It's missing its captain, its third or fourth best player, and its major trade deadline acquisition. So in going into Game 6, if Montreal wants to have an aggressive offensive forecheck, I think that Riley Nash draws back into the lineup. And Galchenyuk, every time I criticize this guy, he throws up a 3-point night, either the same night or the night after. And every time I say something good about the guy, he goes and throws an inerrant pass right up the middle after his defender was pinching down low. There was no support. I don't know how you could do that. That is inexcusable. But at the same time, he had such a good Game 4. He was involved on the game-tying goal. Let's just chalk that up to something that was unfavorable, but understand that that's not going to fly. Rasmus Sandin. I'm not going to say anything bad about the guy. He's 41 games into his NHL career, if you want to count 37 regular season games and 4 playoff games. In my mind, this is a player that is hungry. This is a player who is talented. And this is a player who, if you want to further his development, needs to be in the lineup for Game 6. If you're under the mindset that Rasmus Sandin maybe has the potential to replace a Morgan Rielly, maybe as early as next season or the season after that, you need to allow him to play through games like the one yesterday and then put him right back in there for the next game. That is it. End of conversation. If you're saying anything differently, you're wrong. You're wrong. I can die on hills sometimes, and I can take a stance. I'm taking a stance here. You're wrong. Rasmus Sandin is in my Game 6 lineup. Jack, buddy, don't be so hard on yourself, especially on the overtime goal. I mean, I kind of just threw my hands up into the air when I saw it was a 2-on-0 and it was Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki going the other way. Don't beat yourself up over it, but please don't play the puck anymore. Someone draw up a game plan or a strategy or something like that so that you don't have to play the puck anymore. You got so much on your plate already. Please don't worry about having to play the puck. I see a lot of people saying to reunite William Nylander with Austin Matthews because he is playing so well, and I don't think that that would go over really well. The debate between Marner and Nylander, and I might get myself in trouble here, William Nylander, in my mind, drives the line by himself better than Mitch Marner. But Mitch Marner makes players around him better. That's why he plays with Austin Matthews. That's why he played with John Tavares. But Mitch, buddy, you want to keep getting those Doug Gilmour comparisons? You know what Gilmour did in the playoffs? Score goals. I understand he is already moving heaven and earth in every other department, but $10.9 million is a lot of money. Can you please score in Game 6? And on the topic of playing William Nylander more, maybe I find him an extra shift here and there with maybe like the fourth line or something like that, maybe to get him a couple of extra minutes. But the problem necessarily isn't with him, and I don't even want to bag on his line mates too much because they've been good. Kerfoot's been awesome in this series. Galchenyuk had his moments, but I don't think I'd want to play those guys any more than what they're already playing. When William Nylander decides he wants to, he is absolutely unstoppable. And you saw it with like a minute or so left in the third period in this one. He got the puck in the neutral zone and he just started skating. And I'm like, oh my God, that man is moving the puck with a purpose. And he comes in and he got a point-blank shooting opportunity. And Carey Price just made the save. Is Nick Foligno back for Game 6? And we more than likely won't know until Saturday night around 5 or 6 p.m. Hey, you, the person sitting there watching this video, that wants to maybe be a little bit down on the Leafs, especially after I kind of was mean to them in this video, isn't it gonna feel so good when we walk into that building Saturday night, the Bell Center, Montreal, when they got like 2,500 people in there, and you still can't hear any of them? This is an Austin Matthews mini stick. Before we close out this video, I am opening it because it is a, oh, that's upside down, because it is a toy, and I am, oh, where is it? I can't see. Taking out the stick. Oh my God, how dare I? It's a collectible. And I don't know if this is the actual stick he uses anymore. CCM, what is it, like a jet speed or whatever like that? Anyway, we're just gonna give it a little bit of magic going into Game 6.